Hey, you guys. Happy Friday. Y'all, whew, y'all, this seasonal. Do y'all feel it like, hey, Miss T, I need somewhere sunny. I need somewhere sunny. Um, I need some vitamin D or whatever they say you need for the sunlight to get your energy. You know, that's how I'm feeling today. I woke up just feeling like, oh, it's just cold. But it's not as cold as it could have been. But we've been having cold, storm, rain, floods. It's just icky. It's just icky. Um, hey guys, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. We talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. So, shout out to Consistent Berg. I'm here, y'all. So let me tell you, I was watching LNC earlier, and he said that he went and got a Pepsi. Man, I got a ice cold cherry Coke. I can't tell you the last time I had that because I'm not a big pop drinker. Like, we really didn't grow up drinking pops. But I'll tell you one thing. If you guys are from Chicago, you know what the best pop was? Wildwood. I don't know if they still sell Wildwood and that Tahitian treat. Oh man. Oh man. It uh, it's good. I heard that vanilla Dr. Pepper is good, Miss T. But I know that that's not good for you. But I was listening. He said he got 2 Pepsis. I said, "Ooh, that sounds so good." And I didn't know pops were so expensive. I got not the is it the personal, size, not the can, not the 2 liter. Y'all not old enough to know when they had 3 liter RCs used to get it with your pizza for free. RC cola. But I I didn't know that pops, it was like $2.59 or $2.99. I was like, for a personal little pop that's gonna be flat. I remember that stuff used to be 99 cents. Mm-hmm. Hey, Raging. But I tell you one thing, that this cold cherry cherry cola. Y'all, we gotta talk about it. So, okay, let's start it off with hit the like button, consider subscribing, and thanks for just rocking with your girl. Okay, so anyway, I want to talk about this story I've been reporting on, who is Linda Brown, a teacher missing from Chicago, and her husband Antoine with a W. We just named him Antoine with a W, right? So I want to talk about. I owe Antoine a apology. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Of course, social media detectives, but we were just like, everybody's just like, some just don't look right. So I started to look at all the news stories, y'all. So I sat there. I didn't just, because remember, we were looking at Fox, and we were looking at I think I was looking at Fox back to back, actually. And then Antoine didn't come on Fox anymore. And then the story kept changing about the teacher, right? And I was like, no, because it was so weird when we were watching it together yesterday. The reporter told us that they would not disclose where the car was found. However, I just went on over to NBC5, and they said 35th and Lake Park. So I started to look at other news outlets that had more information than Fox, and it brought me back to the the days in Dalton, like the Dane Plankos and stuff. And it was like, and no shade to Dane or anything like that. I just mean, it seemed like some of the media, if you will, was making it a little more dramatic. Like, they wanted the ratings a little bit. Because I swear, I started to look at other stuff, and I was like, but they didn't say this on this news clip. Okay. So let's watch a little bit together. Hello, Gardis. Who else? Hey, Raging. Anybody I miss? Hello. Okay, so I do find it suspicious because they're like, oh, it's video surveillance of her leaving the car and never coming back. Now, what I want to say is 35th and Lake Park at 3 a.m. in the dark. So they're saying that Linda is video surveillance of Linda leaving her car at 3 a.m. and the video surveillance came from the local archdiocese over there. Now, they said she left it by herself. So I asked my police friend, I asked her, I said, so what would be a reason they're not releasing the tape? Like anytime it's a missing person, we watch Investigation Discovery, right? So every time it's a missing person, they always say, oh, here's a picture of the car. Here's the last video surveillance. This is what she had on. Now they're saying, well, she may have had on. And I'm listening like, okay, you guys said that you saw this woman. So where does the she may have had on come out? And a lot of people are talking about her in the past tense. So that made me think, hey, Brandon, the lady with the wall. Not at the court building, Miss T. Y'all, if you want some tea, Miss T got the tea. Oh my goodness. So I'm sitting over here like, now everybody's talking about her past tense. So this is what I'm thinking. Hear me out. They keep on bringing up the mental health issues. And I'm not saying this is true. And how she struggled with going back to school after a leave. And I'm not saying this is true. Are they trying to protect, her memory, like to say, and I hope that she's found safe. I really do. But possible, you know what I mean? Not wanting to be here anymore situations, you know what I mean? Like this is the season where it's just too much. Cause I'm like at 3 a.m. walking over that bridge and it's taking them a week to look for her. God, I hope she just like, when you just want somebody to just run away, like I just hope she was like, I'm tired of this and just ran away to Canada or wherever she wanted to go to get away from the stress. That's what I'm hoping. But I don't know, y'all. This story just sounds weird. And they're making it, the fingers do point to the husband so hard because they're keeping it all under wraps. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. But let's look at this. So I'm like, you know what I'm scared. Now they they don't even got his phone or her phone. It's like all the stuff they would do, like let me see your phone or whatever. Like, what if they got into an argument that night? Not to say like a physical, but an argument where they just wasn't getting along that day, like couples do, right? And that just sent her over the edge. Like sometimes people be having one straw away. And I was just looking like, man, I hope dude didn't have nothing to do with it. But once they said that bridge over there on 35th Street, they sent the dogs out today. They said they had some people doing like the deep dive to look. And they were just walking around looking today, child. So let's just watch but Nancy Grace to enter the chat. So Nancy Grace, if nothing else, she gonna get to the bottom of what's going on. But I hope it's just not. I just hope it's not what we think it is. Okay, let's go.
Public schools teachers hopes a new clue will bring her home.
Roseanne Tejas has been live for us all morning along the lakefront there. A volunteer kickoff is starting in just moments. And Roseanne, tell us about these new efforts.
Yes, we have seen searchers, and it is that clue that that started all of this. Police finding her car at 35th Street and Lake Park Avenue, and then video of her parking the car and seen leaving the car but never returning. With this new information, they did decide it was time for a search, and friends are definitely answering the call. So we did see a couple of people this morning starting their search at 31st Street Beach, but they also have been asked to show up to anywhere in Burnham Park and near the pedestrian bridge at 35th Street, all along the lakefront, and also in any grassy areas people are asked to look. We also saw a Park District vehicle, not officially involved, but they tell us they're all keeping their eyes out for Linda Brown. She is 53 years old. She's a teacher at Healy Elementary in Bridgeport, a special education teacher. And her husband did tell us in the past that she has mental health issues. She has suffered from those, but has never disappeared like this before. One of the volunteer searchers told us why she stepped up today.
I knew her, I care about her, and I think people are still holding out hope. I know it doesn't look good, so I just thought that it would be important to come out here and feel helpful and just feel supportive and hope that she's found, or hope that there's at least some answers, because I think it's just been really rough for people not to have answers.
Agonizing is really what it has been for her family and friends. Her husband, who last saw her a week ago when they watched a movie last week on Friday night. And this woman said that the two were deeply in love. And this whole week, as we said, has been agonizing. So hoping for answers today. Will be out here as they continue their search this morning. Roseanne.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know what to think. And they're not giving you, they're like, well, we're hearing this. They're just not giving any, like, they're not even helping us help them. That's it. They're like really hush hush. So that's what makes me think, was it them? I don't know if this is protecting her, because like I can imagine like what Ray just said, they had a lady missing for 13 years, and when they found her, she wasn't missing, she had left. Like, can you imagine like watching people talk about you on the news? You just at home like, man, y'all keep on saying, no, I'm tired. So we're just gonna pray that she's found. The same thing with the guy. These are totally different, but it's a guy, Dan. I cover him. Wendy's dad, Dan. Okay, so he's missing, but they had surveillance video of him walking around, so we sort of see like him walking around disoriented, and it's like, why won't you guys release this surveillance video now? These are the thoughts. The investigation is for real, or when she got out, and I don't mean like that, like it's not for real. Did she get out with not many clothing pieces on? Something like that, where they don't want to show the public, because they won't even talk about what was found in the car, just that her car was found. So hoping for the best for them. Oh, I think she taught at one of my kids' school. I can't recall which school, but I've seen her before. Oh man. And let me tell you guys, mental health is, people don't talk enough about that, and they make fun of that instead of, okay, oh yeah, make sure you protect your mental health until you need to, then it's, oh, you crazy. You know what I mean? And they're saying the pressure of her having to go back to school was just too much for her. So she had took a leave, and you just think, so it was that serious where she didn't want to go back. What is happening? Okay, y'all, prayers for the Brown family. Prayers. And this is another way. Before we leave, I want to, this one right here from channel 2. Like, they show us a stock photo of her car. Like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Thank you. Because, over here, I'll hear it. And then, thank you, y'all. Thank you. Let's see if this works. Thanks so much, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be having my back. Let's see if this works.
Going smart, funny.
For 11 years, Antoine Brown and his wife Linda Brown have been married and were currently living in this Bronzeville townhouse, the last place Antoine says he saw her around midnight Friday night going into Saturday.
She was in the bed when I went upstairs. Everything was fine. Don't know when, she got up.
He says he got up around 8:30 Saturday morning to go boxing. Linda was supposed to go to her acupuncture appointment on the 2200 block of West North Avenue in Wicker Park, but she never showed up.
She has acupuncture every Saturday.
Antoine says that Linda is a special education teacher here at Robert Healy Elementary School in Bridgeport. He says that she was taking a leave of absence for a few months and was set to go back to school this past Monday.
A little bit of mental issues going on, and she took a leave of absence from her job to get help for that.
Chicago police are investigating, and Antoine says her blue Honda Civic was also missing until today.
We found the car. CPD towed it.
He says the car was found undamaged, but would not say where it was located. Chicago police would not confirm any of these details.
I'm not eating. I'm not really sleeping. So, she need to come home.
Antoine says they do not track each other's phones, and there are no cameras in the front or back of the townhouse to know when Linda left or what she took with her.
Please, love on your family, because I'm missing mine.
In Bronzeville, Marissa Sulik, CBS News.
I just think he should have done, Rage. I just think he shouldn't have done any interviews. I just think he shouldn't have done any interviews. That's my advice right there. Yeah, we hope she come back safe. They said CPD told it, and it told the car, and then nobody's giving. It's just like they won't say nothing. And I'm like, and when they say it's a little bit of mental situations there, what does that mean? Like, that's so, like, that's. I'm not a mental health expert, but was it like a depression situation? Was it anxiety? Was it, you know what I mean? Like, and they said now they went from that to mental and physical. What was she going through? Did she get bad news about her health? That could take you to a spin. Bad news about your kids. Let me tell you, anything could trigger something. Like, we read those reports all the time when people say like a death in the family. I've read, they said that's what happened, which we're going to get to the next story. Ed Gein. I don't know if y'all been following that show, but Ed Gein, he was the man that he basically, his life was based off of the Psycho movies, right? And Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And they said what happened was, we don't know, but allegedly his mom died, and that's what made him snap, and he started robbing graves and all this stuff. So let's get into that story. Like I said, prayers to the family of Linda Brown, but yeah, it could be like, it's like, so, okay, it's a little mental stuff going on. I think, like Ray just said, we all like, look, one Netflix payment away. Okay. Like, just over it. Like, a lot, we're fragile as humans. We're fragile. And needing your people's support, that daily support. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Picture this. Everyone's in the family keeps saying it was something mental with her that we see speak out. And it's like, I heard one report, they say, gently approach her if you see her. And I'm like, so like, would she be the one, and bless her heart, at Thanksgiving, everybody whispering about, like, what's going on there? Like, why is everyone saying that? Like, or was it just something that was private with her and her husband? Like, you might share something with your significant other that you might not tell your aunties and them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just don't know. The story gives me chills, and I hope she's found safe. Okay, so let's talk about this dude right here, y'all. This just happened yesterday. I can't believe this story is out here. Like, we're going to have to do a whole breakdown. But they found 100 skeletons in a Pennsylvania house. This man was going around there robbing the graves, and then going in a social media chat room and holding up the heads. Okay, let's get into the story, y'all.
This entire ordeal, Fred, we're actually, like you said, right outside of the cemetery, and I want to show you how big it is, and it has different access points, as you can see here. Officials explained to us that this cemetery extends from Yeadon to Philly, making it possible for someone to commit these crimes, especially late at night, and going unnoticed.
After 30 years now, I can say this is probably the most horrific thing that I've seen.
The why a man stole bodies, skeletons, and skulls from a graveyard in Yeadon is one of the many things Delaware County officials are investigating after finding over 100 human remains in the possession of this man, 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach.
This happened, as you guys will see in the complaint, under the cloak of darkness, very much secreted from public view. This guy did everything in his power to secretly and silently grave rob.
On Thursday, Delaware County officials announced Gerlach is facing a slew of charges for grave robbing at Mount Moriah Cemetery. Officials say Gerlach was allegedly burglarizing and stealing from mausoleums and underground burial sites since November of 2025. On January 6th, he was caught in the act and arrested. Police say he had a bag stuffed with human remains that included skulls of children. They also found bones in his vehicle. Gerlach's home in Lancaster County was also part of the search.
A separate storage locker was found to be in Mr. Gerlach's possession. That also was in Ephrata. We found there 8 more human remains. Very simply, detectives have recovered an awful lot of bones at this point, and we are still trying to piece together who they are.
Officials say some of the remains that were found in Gerlach's home are over 100 years old.
There's one that had a pacemaker still attached to the body.
Delaware County District Attorney Tanner Rouse says investigators are looking into all aspects of Gerlach's life, including his social media activities, like his Facebook page, where he is shown with a skull. Police are also looking at this social media group called Human Bones and Skull Selling Group, where Gerlach was tagged.
You have to really be a really sick individual to do something like that. But I really want to know, like, what were you doing with it?
Across the cemetery, Ray operates a late-night seafood spot. She is shocked to know that this was happening across from her business.
It was just crazy. Like, I would never expect anyone to do anything like that.
Well, investigators say they have a lot of work to do now, and part of that work is now figuring out who these bodies and remains belong to. They do say that they believe that Gerlach acted alone, but they are not discarding any other possibility.
Can you believe it's a freaking Facebook group for that type of thing too? They should put them get them all. Like, but to buy and sell that, and you just think you guys, check on your loved ones, like final resting place. Like just go by, make sure it's clean. People are keeping up with the, that everything's on the up and up. A lot of times they sell these cemeteries. A lot of times the state takes over the cemetery. I'm not blaming the cemetery, but he's been doing this since November, and some of the bodies are 100 years old, they want to say. Like, you sort of can see when it's a fresher grave just being redone, or it's a super old, man, just this is just the grossest. And yeah, hey Charlotte, it's the grossest, but this story gets bigger and bigger. Now they're gonna start, somebody already gonna buy the rights to this movie, but it sounded just like the Ed Gein story, who was the guy that would like wear his mother clothes and act like he was her. And he got off for insanity. So yeah. He ended up being a nice older man in the and he never went to jail. He went to the psychiatric institution. And just because they were like, oh, only a crazy person would do this, and then other people started copying him in hopes that they would just go to the mental institution, and they said it was living a cushy life. Some did, some went to jail, prison. This right here is just something that this man was doing that, and even poor children. Oh man, it's just, man, sorry I be having to report on stuff like that, but making sure that we all are abreast on some of these stories that are going on out here. And Miss T said a lot of these things can be spiritual. Oh wow. I never thought about that. So they're using, are you saying they could be using the bones for other stuff? That is something. Oh my goodness. Oh, look, prayers to all the people that's going to have to go back to check on their loved ones. Like 100 years, like generation. Man, I'm trying to think. Do I even know? I'm thinking. So let me see. Do I even know where my great grandma would be? Like where they're buried? I never even thought about that. I don't even know. Like when we think about it, like, do we really know? Like, do you guys know where your great, let's do like 3 greats. I don't know what my grandma is. But where's grandma's mom? I don't know. And where's her mom before her? I don't know. I'm just thinking about, I'm sure someone knows, but I really didn't think about that. I don't even know. Isn't that something different? I remember in Chicago when we had that situation with Burr Oak, and the people were reselling the graves, and that was a huge Black cemetery. Like Emmett Till was there, right? So a lot of notables were there, and they even messed with his grave, right? And you just trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like, if I have a uncle, a great uncle, or something like that, I 100 years back, I don't think would even know. And usually when you go to the funeral, not the funeral home, cemetery, if you don't know where someone's buried, you could go to the office and they have like but that's 100 years ago. It's not gonna be in the computer. Like, wow, like that's something to think about. Like, these families are gonna have to find out if they had some loved ones over there, and I'll be praying for them. Miss T said we need to keep up with these things. Who has 6 living generations? That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. My great great grandfather was my great great grandmother's. Ooh, slave master. If I find his grave, I'm spitting on it. Look, the history we don't. But you know what? How cool is it that you know that history? I'm so sorry that happened. But the fact that your family was open enough to share that, and you know how families keep secrets. They keep some secrets for real. They keep, and that's something. My great great grandfather. Oh man, and I had to put the two and two together. Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, findagrave.com. Now that could be interesting. Hmm. Ray just said mines are all together. Okay. Okay. Good. Like that's the best thing about having a family plot. You got wait. Let's leave this off on a juicy note. So I don't know if this lady YouTube channel is still up. I covered this 5 years ago, like to the day. Let me see if I can find this video. So this lady, let me see. I absolutely hold on one second, y'all. I absolutely like this lady. So she was the first person I ever found on on YouTube, and she was the first person that I found that did yeah, she did luxury unboxing. Like the lady has a Corvette. She married this let me see if I can find her. She had red bottoms. So when I found her, she even bought herself a tour bus. Is she still up there? She might have got remarried. Let me see if I can find it. So she like in her 60s. Now, this was the most drama on YouTube back in the day. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. So her name was Lana Indiana, and she was an airline stewardess. So she found this man that owns this business out here. She might have took it down. Um, y'all. So she found oh look, yep, here to go. Here you go. This was the most drama in YouTube land back then. So when I say this man was rich, he was rich. They had an elevator in the house. So this story is so juicy because it's 3 parts, but I'm just gonna show y'all the end. So she lived in Indiana, not far from us. She actually lived like in Northwest Indiana area. She had all this money. Like the guy owned this. It's called awnings. You guys ever had the house or something like that have the awnings over it? He owned that, and he also owned. I think it was the people that make the iron rails. Like he's basically started that business out here. So he was older and he died, right? That was not that I'm not laughing at the story, like for real. He was older and he died. So she is like, when you see her, you're gonna know she's like this blonde older woman. Like I said, she's in her 60s at this point. So she found out that the man had cheated on her. So she put a camera at his grave and gave us all the tea on YouTube. We was watching this like, what is happening? Oh my goodness. Oh, Brandon said I live less than 15 miles from that cemetery. John Whitehead from McFadden and Whitehead is buried there. Oh, I want to see. I know that. Okay. Oh my goodness. So y'all, we about to see a little tea. I don't know. She had to catch the lady, so she brought a wreath and put a camera in it. Now remember, this is 16 years ago, so it's not gonna be clear, but let's go.
Okay, I'm back at the cemetery again. I just took my seatbelt off. That's what the dinging is for. But anyway, I have been working on this all summer. As you can see, it's very much fall right now. I am leaving to go to my Florida home in 2 weeks. And if I don't catch this person in 2 weeks, I'm going to have to spend another winter not knowing. And to be honest with you, at this point, I know my husband wasn't cheating on me. This woman, I know who she is. I know what she's about, and she couldn't, all she ever dated was married men. And now that my husband's passed away, she decided to pick out a dead man to try to romance. What kind of sick human being is that? But anyway,
Y'all, so every time some of us in the YouTube community, every time we say something, like we be like, remember that time? Like if someone's like have a drama, we always share like this because we're like, she had to catch this woman in the act, and the woman was going there like leaving a single rose with her perfume on it or something weird like that. And we watched her just because she would have the newest Chanel purse or the newest red bottoms and all of that stuff. So she caught them too.
I configured a wreath and put the camera in it. I've got a towel covering the lens up because I've got it all set up. Figured out that the camera was too far away to pick up the motion sensor. So here we go. It was too far away from the grave to pick up the motion sensor. So I am going to, see, I put a towel over this so it wouldn't pick it up. But I glued leaves to it. I've done everything so that the camera won't show. And I'm going to put it up here and hope and pray this time that I can catch this person. I'm so tired of her. I could pay a private investigator, but it was going to cost me about $30,000. And my husband left me plenty of money, but I don't think he'd want me spending this money on this person. So I'm going to put it right here. And it was out here. I came out here earlier today, and you can see these roses. This one was from like a week ago. This one was just fresh put here yesterday, Thursday, which was the day she usually does it. And I flung it over there, and she knows that ticks me off. So I think that she knows that I'm mad, so she's going to be coming out here. So I put this here. I don't want to stand in front of it because I want it to capture her, not me. Let me see what the angle on that is. See the camera? I glued leaves all around it so that it's kind of awkward. So that, see, look, when she walks up here, it should be able to capture her. I'm hoping. I think I need to point it in a little bit more. No. Maybe I had it right the first time. Well, that's it. So it is definitely fall. I had it way back on that tree, and it was too far away. It wouldn't grab the motion. Then I put it here, and for a week it sat here, and it took 10,000 pictures. But some of those leaves on that wreath were blowing in front of it. It took 10,000 pictures for 5 days of leaves blowing, and it ran out of memory space. So I spent $100, bought a 64 GB memory card. I bought lithium batteries that are supposed to last forever. And hopefully, now I'm going to say a little prayer to my husband and ask for his help and God's help to let me find this person on camera. So till next time.
See you a lot.
Okay, today is Monday. Leave for Florida on Saturday. So this is like the last hurrah. And just walked up here, and there is a rose. There, I told you last time, the camera is hidden in that little, I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but there's the last rose. We're taking the whole thing out of here this time because if I don't catch her, I know her name. If I don't have it on film this time, I give up. I just quit. So we'll see how it goes.
So this was so spooky. This was so spooky. So she caught the lady. And then everybody else caught the lady. And it's something how women know, I guess. So women just know, because I'm like, okay, somebody put a rose there. So what? Like, how do you know it was a lady that was putting a rose there? But I guess women just know. So that was right. Nowadays, the camera, she could have had that on her phone. This is 2015. She could have been in Florida and found out what was going on back then. But when I talk about this was a series that made her so popular, she put the cameras in the tree. She was driving up and down to the cemetery. She was going to catch this lady. And we were like, can she just get back to the shoes? But of course, that was at the beginning of me watching YouTube. I haven't seen her since. I think she had a wig on too. I think she has a wig on. They go to Rose. And she up there crying, man. She up there crying. She missed him too. And then I was thinking, like, what if it was just like his secretary or something? I don't know. Well, that's always the ones. The secretaries are always the ones. But every time we think about something on YouTube and we're part of that little group, we're always like, man, that love was strong. She said, Shauna gave the rose. That lady said, I want to know who coming to my husband's grave. I wouldn't even care. But, I guess that's just me. That's just me. Because I'm like, what is happening? Like, why do we even care? Yep, she come in a different wig all the time. And I think the internet found her too, because it was like, I don't know who this lady was, but I think she ended allegedly, because this was so long ago, I think she ended up being like a co-worker or something like that. So we don't know, but she sure did not miss a week without putting a rose down. So something's going on. And I'm she probably was like, I'm used to getting my regular allowance too, and now he gone. Oh my goodness, the internet now. Look, if they would have had a clear photo, yeah, because technically, back then what they were doing was like, she was putting all her business out, so that was considered doxing a little bit. That's why I was like, this is the part 3 we're gonna go to. But she had that up for 10-15 years, never took it down. She said, and did. All right, you guys, enjoy your day. I appreciate you so much for rocking with me. Just a little chit chat. I will go into what we find out about the Brown family. So I'll check back in with you. I want you guys to have a great weekend and keep yourself safe and your family close. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you.